In the complicated dance of love and relationships, many men only learn certain truths through experience and thinking about themselves. People often call these truths harsh, but they show how complicated the relationship between men and women is and challenge generally held beliefs and social rules. By learning about these truths, we can gain a better understanding of how masculine and feminine energies work together and be more aware in our relationships. 5 hard truths about women that men learn too late. She will always put you to the test. This is probably the most important thing to remember about a woman's behavior. Only to test your manly frame are the numerous things a woman conducts against you, either on purpose or, more frequently, accidentally. A woman's natural drive is to look at how stable and strong you can be in order to attain better chances for survival. And this is why so many women try to get a man who is out of their reach. This goes back to the old saying, men date down and women date up. When a woman tests a man, she only wants to know if you fit with her natural desire for safety and comfort. So if you fail these tests, she'll lose some of her trust and desire for you. Many men these days have no concept that this is a thing or even happening. They keep making mistakes and then complain about their love lives while they are drowning in their lack of knowledge. You only need to concentrate on your manly path to success in order to keep her happy. A successful man can control his love life to his advantage, no matter what situation you find yourself in. Therefore, in order to be successful with women, one should resist her seductions. One day, it may seem like the best decision to put off going to the gym so you can please her, but that's just a failure of one of these tests. This does not imply that you must become a self-centered, woman-hating man, but you should understand the difference between pleasing your woman and giving up your own goals. If you let her, she will be in charge. Take a look around. Most modern relationships are made up of a strong, dominant woman and a weak, vulnerable, submissive man. You may wonder why this type of relationship exists all over the world and if this is how things should be. The truth is that there are too many dominant women in the world because their partners are too weak to attain the dominant part in the relationship. For example, a boss and an employee could be compared to a king and a queen. No matter what kind of relationship you can think of, you can't have 2 bosses or 2 spokespeople who both have the same amount of power. She will take full advantage of you and turn the relationship into her own person if you don't keep your natural dominant role. Here's what's really going on. Everyone is ready to praise a woman for being a so-called slay queen when she complains that she should be the dominant one in a relationship. However, the moment a man tries to carry out his natural traditional role as a leader, he is called a dictatorial monster. Think about why one side of an argument is just shut down. A group of men who believe they should be modest and submissive as a result of this. You may think, well, at least it makes my wife happy. But here's the bad news. A relationship's failure in the long run would undoubtedly result from its skewed dynamics. Make it normal for women to accept their feminine side, which is comfortable and modest, to accept beauty, and to feel cared for and kind. A woman who is humble will bring you happiness that a slay queen never will. This, of course, does not imply that you have to treat her like trash or a lesser being, but you should also remember that you shouldn't treat her like a queen or be her slave. Simply take good care of her and act with kindness as you guide her through life, taking charge of as many exchanges as you can. Keeping a woman around is hard. This is one of the most complex lies that has ever been regarded as a Hollywood myth. This myth has twisted so many relationships that most women think that if their relationship doesn't look like the happily ever after type, then the man they have doesn't deserve their respect. Men believe that once they find the right woman, they should just sit back and enjoy their company for the rest of their lives without having to put in any effort. They are then dumped for another man who has worked very hard while they wasted their time filling their days with the happiness of love. The reality is that in order to keep your woman, you have to work hard on yourself and stay on the same road that led you to her in the first place. Other men can and will attempt to steal your girl away from you as you get ready for the future you desire. Some people may even do well. But the best way to make sure that doesn't happen is to put in as much work as you can every day to smooth things out. Know that you can't take her for granted to start. If you do this and get bored, you will move down her list of choices, and the lower you are on the list, the more likely it is that you will be dumped for a person who is better to you. Remember, man, that these are harsh facts that some people might even find rude, but many men don't learn them until it's too late. So keep telling yourself that hard work and commitment are the keys to a man's life. Don't get me wrong. Love and desire are wonderful, but they are only temporary resting places. Don't let them slow down your growth. Many women say they love you unconditionally, but they don't even know what that means. If you become a drunkard and stop respecting other men, she will no longer love you unconditionally. Keep in mind that your mother, and even more so, God, are the only person who will love you unconditionally. Women dislike sensitive men. I hear and read a lot about whether or not men's feelings are real. It's important to know about men's mental health problems, and I'm not against the progress that society has made in this concept. The bad behavior of men, which has recently received a lot of public attention, is what I'm against. Men these days think that being sensitive is not only normal, but also helpful because it makes you more appealing to possible partners. This is not far from reality. Women don't like the emotional man of today, just as they don't like any bad behavior. The worst part is that almost all of them will tell you, "Oh, men should cry," which is not true. You should pay more attention to how you feel, which makes you believe the harmful idea even more. In this situation, the best thing to do is to build up a strong level of mental stoicism and keep going as nature meant. Weeping in front of her is the fastest way to lose her respect and interest, and that's not even taking into account how bad it will be for all of your social relationships. A lot of men get this very wrong. They think that not weeping in front of a woman means you must be a macho man who hides your feelings. That's wrong. Understand that there are many better ways to solve your problem than to complain. You'll find that people, especially women, will enjoy you a lot more if you can learn to be calm and keep your emotions under control. It would be a mistake to believe her words. This may be regarded as common sense by some of you, but for others, this is not just a thing, but a sexist comment about women. Most men blindly trust the words of their partners, only to find out later that they have been cheating on them or have lied to them in some horrible way. That's because women can easily trick us with their soft attitude and tones, even when they're planning something bad against us. I'm not saying that everything she says is a lie, or that you should never trust her, of course. But what I want to say is that her actions are 10 times more important than her words. No matter what she tells you, she may be lying or betraying you. Understand how to read her behavior and match it to her words so that you can quickly spot changes in her attitude and behavior. Men, remember that these are things that are best learned in the real world, and that many men learn them too late. So this is the end of the video. If you find it helpful, you might want to subscribe and tell your friends about it.